Hello students, welcome back to SGC online chemistry classes. This is lecture number 4 on the topic coordination compounds. Well students, let's recap for a minute of time the part what we had in the last class or last video. Dear students, from the last video you all have come to know regarding the important terms related or pertaining to coordination compounds such as central metal atom, coordination entity, coordination sphere, coordination polyhedron, ligands, further their classification into mono, bi and polydentate, followed by ambidentate and chelating ligands, and lastly the last class concluded with coordination number. So as a recap, coordination number is nothing but the coordination number with respect to complex is nothing but the number of coordinate bonds present in that complex. Well, let's start today's class with the next important term, which is oxidation number. What is that? Oxidation number of central atom. Oxidation number of central atom. Metal atom or metal ion. What is this oxidation number? Well students, the oxidation number is nothing but the charge the central metal atom it would carry if all the ligands along with the electron pair or along with the shared electron pairs are removed from the central metal atom. I repeat, it is nothing but the charge the central metal atom would carry if all the ligands along with the shared electron pairs are removed from that central metal atom. Well, it may be defined as oxidation number of the central atom. It may be defined as the charge. It may be defined as the charge. It would carry if all the ligands along with shared electron pairs are removed from central metal atom or ion. So this completes the definition of oxidation number. What is this oxidation number? So it may be defined as the charge the central metal atom would carry if all the ligands along with the shared electron pairs are removed from the central metal atom or ion. For example, I can write to convince you. So what is the coordination of the central metal atom in this complex? CuCN4. Let me write this complex. What is this complex? CuCN4 3 minus. This is the complex. So you will be asked, so calculate the coordination number of the central metal atom copper. So I can write, so here the coordination number, I can write coordination number of central metal atom copper in this complex is plus 1. How it is? See, in order to calculate the oxidation number, not coordination, it is oxidation. In order to calculate the oxidation number, see, the metal atom whose oxidation number is to be calculated is considered X. Next, so this is a cynidoligand. Cn minus is a negative monodentate ligand. So cynidoligand. So minus 1 is its charge. There are 4 cynidoligands. 4 into minus 1. And is equal to the net charge of this coordination entity. What is the net charge? Minus 3. Minus 3. So therefore X equals to, you get minus 3. This minus 4 on that side it becomes plus 4. Therefore what is the X value? It is plus 1. Thus the oxidation number of the central atom copper in this given complex is plus 1. Is plus 1. And do remember, as a point of note, this oxidation number of the central atom is always written in the Roman numerals. Is written in the Roman numerals. In the parenthesis, Roman numerals in the bracket. In the bracket or in the parenthesis after the symbol of the central metal atom. Those were written in the parenthesis. That is, they were written in the bracket. They were written in the brackets. Parenthesis means bracket. So for this complex, the oxidation number of copper is plus 1 and is written as Roman 1. So this is what the representation of the oxidation number of the central metal atom according to the rules given by the system. The oxidation number must be written in the Roman numerals, that too in the parenthesis in the bracket after the symbol of the central metal atom. So this is how the term oxidation number of central metal atom discussed. Let me repeat, what is oxidation number? So it may be defined as the charge the central metal atom would carry if all the ligands along with the shared electron pairs are removed from it. So here example, and whose oxidation number is calculated, and do remember oxidation number is written while writing the IUPAC names of the compound in the bracket with the Roman numerals, Roman numbers. Well, let me take few more examples for practice to calculate the oxidation number of the complexes. Well, so let's take, so you will get a question like calculate the oxidation number of iron in the complex. Calculate the oxidation number of copper in the complexes. Let's take example. So example, calculate oxidation number of iron. Calculate oxidation number of iron in complex K4FeCN6. How to calculate this? So this is an example for the practice. The problem is calculate the ON, oxidation number of iron. Iron is the central metal atom or ion. Iron, calculate the oxidation number of iron in the complex K4FeCN6. Well, solution. Let's start solution. So write the complex K4FeCN 6 times. K4FeCN 6 times. So potassium, which is a group 1 element, whose valency you know, whose charge you know, potassium plus 1 4 times, plus this is to be calculated X, whose oxidation number is to be calculated taken as X, plus of cyanidoligand, you know, with charge -1 6 times, and net charge, if it is there is no charge in this complex along with counter ion, it is equated to 0. That should be net charge is equated to 0. Now, so here you calculate 4 plus X minus 6 equals to 0. That is X minus 2 equals to 0. Equals to 0. That is X equals to 2. I mean plus 2. The oxidation number of iron in the complex is plus 2 and is written as Fe Roman 2. So this is the oxidation number calculation method. Now you can practice with example 2. This is example 1. Now you calculate example 2. So what is this example? I write calculate oxidation number of copper. Calculate oxidation number of copper in CuNH3 taken 4 times SO4 in the complex. So what is the oxidation number of copper in the complex CuNH3 taken 4 times SO4, commonly called cuproammonium sulfate complex? Now, well students, as usual in the solution part, write the complex given CuNH3 taken 4 times, outside the square bracket SO4. Now Cu, whose oxidation number is to be calculated, is taken X, considered as X, plus NH3 called as amine ligand. Ammonia it is, but in the coordination system or the rules given, NH3 is a red or called as amine ligand, which is a neutral monodentate ligand. So here amine ligand, which is a neutral whose charge is 0 into 4 times, outside the square bracket SO4, you know SO4, which is a sulfate radical with charge -2, equated to 0. Then further it is X, 0 into any number is 0, -2 equals to 0. That is X equals to 2 plus 2. X equals to 2. Therefore, what is the oxidation number of copper is written as Roman 2 is the answer. It is how the oxidation number of the central metal atom copper. The oxidation number of copper in the complex is plus 2, mentioned as Roman 2. In the earlier, oxidation number of iron in the given complex has plus 2 and written as Fe Roman 2. Let's take one more example. Calculate the oxidation number. In the complex. Calculate the oxidation number in the complex. Oxidation number of nickel, metal atom nickel, in nickel tetracarbonyl. Calculate the oxidation number of metal atom nickel, Ni, nickel in the complex nickel tetracarbonyl. Again solution, take the complex. So what is the complex? NiCO taken 4 times. NiCO taken 4 times. Now Ni, whose oxidation number is to be calculated, taken X, plus CO, as you know, It is also a neutral monodentate ligand. Neutral amine, aqua, carbonyl, nitrosyl. These are all the familiar neutral monodentate ligands. So CO, carbonyl, neutral 4 times and is equated to 0. So that implies X equals to 0. So what is the oxidation number of nickel in the complex NiCO4? It is a nickel 0 oxidation state. Oxidation state of nickel in the complex NiCO taken 4 times is 0. So this is how the oxidation number is calculated. Some examples are given here. You can check in the NCERT book also and practice them. Now, after collecting idea about the oxidation number, let's move to the last term related to coordination compound, which is homoleptic and heteroleptic complexes. What it is? Homoleptic and heteroleptic complexes. Let's collect idea about homoleptic and heteroleptic complexes. Homoleptic and heteroleptic complexes. Well, students, this part has weightage of 2 marks. Homoleptic, you will get a question like this: what are homoleptic complexes? Give an example. Or what are heteroleptic complexes? Give an example. Let's take the first word itself says homoleptic complexes. Homoleptic complexes are those complexes. See, homoleptic complexes. If I take a complex like this K4FeCN6 itself, K4FeCN6 times CuNH3 taken 4 times, just now taken complexes SO4, and NiCO taken 4 times. This is a potassium ferrocyanide complex, cuprammonium sulfate, nickel tetracarbonyl. You can notice in all these complexes, there is only one type of ligand, CN ligand. Even in this, amine ligand. In the third one, carbonyl ligand. So what I want to highlight in this is homoleptic. Homo means same. The complex compounds which contain complexes are a complex compound which contain only one kind of ligands. Are called homoleptic complexes. That's all. What are homoleptic complexes? The complexes which contains only one kind or only one type of ligands in them are called homoleptic complexes. See, on the other hand, heteroleptic, the word itself says heteroleptic. Hetero means different. You come across homogeneous, heterogeneous. Homo means same. See, when the complex compound or the coordination compound contains only one type of ligand. See here the cyanido, there are 6 cyanido ligands. In the second there are 4 amine ligands. In the third there are 4 neutral carbonyl ligands. The complexes containing only one kind of ligands are called homoleptic complexes. Make it very clear. Then what about heteroleptic complexes? If I take a complex like, example, if I take over CONH3 taken 4 times Cl2 outside the bracket Cl. See, you can notice. So what you can notice here, it is a complex containing two kinds of ligands. Two kinds of ligands you can notice. What are those two kinds? One is amine ligand, another one is chlorido ligand. So such complexes, if I take another example like this CO, NH3 taken 4 times, H2O taken twice, H2O taken twice, then you have H2O taken twice, you have, or else H2O, you have Cl2. So this is also, you can notice in the second complex what I have written, Cl2, it should be 4 plus 2, it is 2 times. Now you check. Now you check here. See, CO, NH3 4 times, H2O 2 times, H2O 2 times, then Cl2. Or else I can write Cl also. In the third you can notice, in the second example you can notice 3 types of ligands. First one is a amine ligand, second one is water aqua ligand, third one is chlorido ligand. The 6 valencies, secondary valencies satisfied by 4 of ammonia, one is by water, another is by chlorido. So CO, NH3 4 times, H2O, Cl. So this complex is a heterogeneous complex. Why it is a heterogeneous complex? It contains more than one type of ligand. See, in the earlier you have seen only one kind of ligand, either may be amine, carbonyl, cyanido. But here you have amine ligand, aqua ligand, chlorido ligand in only one complex. Such complexes, I can write complexes which contain 2 or more ligands, 2 or more different ligands, 2 or more different kinds of ligands, 2 or more different kinds of ligands are called heteroleptic complexes. Well, students, let me conclude over this part. Homoleptic and heteroleptic complexes. Homoleptic complexes are those complexes which contains only one type of ligands in them. They contain only one type of ligands. Then what about heteroleptic complexes? Heteroleptic complexes are those complexes which contains more than one kind, 2 or more different kinds of ligands. When they contain, such complexes are said to be what? Heteroleptic complexes. So this completes almost regarding the terms, important terms related to coordination compounds. Along with that, you should have an idea about complex cationic complexes and anionic complexes also. So what are cationic complexes? If the complex contains cation as a complex ion, if the complex contain cationic complex ion, then it is called cationic complexes. If the complex contain anionic complex in them, anion or a complex anion, I mean to say complex containing cation complex ions are called cationic complexes, or the complexes contains a complex anion, they are said to be anionic complexes. Here itself, if I mention in the examples written, K4FeCN6, so the complex ion is an anionic part, therefore it is an example of a anionic complex. Then second, cuproammonium CuNH3 taken 4 times SO4, this is an example of a anionic complex. Anionic complex. CuNH3 taken 4 times SO4 is an example for cationic complexes, because this complex contains cation part as a complex ion. In the K4FeCN6, the anion part is occupied by complex ion. In the second, cation part is occupied by complex ion. Therefore, it is called cationic complex, and this is called anionic complex. But in the third, you can see it is a neutral complex. It is a neutral complex. So, no complex ion, neither cation or anion carries a charge. Therefore, this is a neutral complexes. Thus, complexes are further divided into anionic complexes, cationic complexes. What are anionic complexes? Those complexes in which they carry the anion as a complex ion. Cationic complexes which carry or which contain the cation as a complex ion, and the one neutral complexes, they neither contain cationic complex ion or anionic complex ion in them. Well, students, with this, let go ahead towards the next heading, which is also very important, regarding nomenclature of coordination compounds. What is our next heading? Nomenclature of coordination compounds. IUPAC nomenclature of coordination compounds. Nomenclature of coordination compounds. Well, students, nomenclature of coordination compounds. See, nomenclature is important in coordination compounds, because to avoid ambiguity in describing the formulas and names of coordination compounds, especially in the case of isomers. I repeat, ambiguity in the sense of confusion. To avoid a confusion, to make it unambiguous while describing the formulas or formulae and the names of coordination compounds. So one should know the nomenclature, one should understand the nomenclature of coordination compounds. The formulas or the names of the coordination compounds are recommended according to the advice given by the IUPAC system. Hope you know from your earlier knowledge, IUPAC. What is this IUPAC? International Union of Pure and Applied Chemistry. So, whatever the formulas we practice, we come to know the formulas, same as formulae, and the names of the coordination compounds, which were rules were suggested or advised by the system, which is none other than IUPAC system, International Union of Pure and Applied Chemistry. So in going through this, so this part has weightage of 2 marks in the examination. Important. When you look into the previous question papers, definitely a question was appeared. Write the IUPAC name of the following coordination compounds. Weightage of 2 marks. Even in competitive exams like KSET, NEET, this question has appeared over the heading nomenclature of coordination compounds. Well, students, before we give a name, before we understand to write the name of IUPAC, name of the coordination compounds, Let's understand how to write the formulas of the coordination entity. Formulas, formulae, one and the same, don't get confused. So first and foremost, let's collect the rules given by the IPAC system while writing the formulas of mononuclear coordinate entities. Mononuclear coordinate entities. So let's take in the heading formulas or it is same as what? Formulae. Formulas same as formulae of mononuclear coordination entity. Mononuclear coordination entity. First, try to understand what is this mononuclear coordination entity. Coordination entity, you know, the coordination entity which contains only a single central atom in it. A coordination entity containing a single central atom, maybe iron, maybe copper, maybe platinum, cobalt, nickel, whatever. A coordination entity containing a single central atom is said to be mononuclear. So we will collect the first heading, formulas are the formulae of mononuclear coordination entity. See, in writing the formulas of mononuclear coordination entity, the IPAC system has given some rules. The following rules are followed. The following rules are followed in writing the formulas of a coordination entity, especially mononuclear coordination entity. So what is the first one? The first rule says the following rules. As I said, what is the first rule? The first rule is nothing but the central atom is listed first. The central atom is listed. While writing the formula, central atom is listed first. Central atom is listed first. In writing the formulas, the central atom is listed first. Second rule says the ligands after listing the central atom, the ligands are then listed alphabetically. The ligands are then listed in the alphabetical order. The ligands are then listed in alphabetical order. So what does this second rule says? First one has to write the central atom is listed first. Then the ligands are then listed in alphabetical order. Example: if you have, like example, you have NH3 amine ligand, you have Cn minus. In the complex, you have Cn minus cyanido ligand. So this starts with amine. Name of this ligand is amine. Name of this one is cyanido. So this starts with the letter cyanido, C, and it starts with letter A, amine. Then amine ligand must be taken, then followed by cyanido. So the ligands, if there are more than one ligand in the complex, how they were arranged, how they were listed with the central metal atom, they were listed in the alphabetical order. So amine, in the given example, amine comes first, followed by cyanido. Suppose if there are two ligands like amine, and H2O, aqua. See, this is aqua. See, you can check both the beginning letter in the both ligands is the same. Amine starts with A, aqua starts with A. So, which is given a priority in placing them systematically, in listing them systematically. Remember, if the first letter comes the same, then the very next letter is to be considered in placing them orderly. The second letter in the amine ligand is M and the second letter in the aqua is Q. Therefore, it is given preference than the aqua. Thus, the rule number 2 says in writing the formulas, the ligands are then listed in alphabetical order, means amine must be given priority, next is the aqua. So, this is the rule number 2. Even in writing these, the charge does not decide their order. The charge does not decide their order. It means if there are a ligand like amine, aqua, Cl minus. Amine is a neutral, aqua is a neutral, Cl, chlorido is an anion. See here, in placing them, the charge does not play an important role in placing in the order, like amine, aqua, Cl minus. So Cl minus means the order is first amine, next aqua, next is chlorido. The order that does not depend on the charge carried by the ligands. So alphabetically they were arranged, but the charge does not influence the ligands to place them in the order. The position of the ligand is not influenced or disturbed by the charge what they carry. Rule number 3. Third rule. What third rule says? Polydentate ligands. Polydentate ligands are also listed alphabetically. Polydentate ligands are also listed alphabetically. Polydentate ligands are also listed alphabetically. Make it clear. In case of abbreviations of ligand, if the first letter of the abbreviation is to be considered in placing them alphabetically. Suppose, so polydentate ligands. If I take the ligands donating more than 2, say suppose more than 2. Suppose I have say diene, triene, triene. So diene, tridentate ligand, triene, tetradentate ligand. So in placing them, these are the polydentate ligands. Ethylene diamine, which is a tridentate ligand. Diene is a tridentate ligand. Triene is a tetradentate ligand. So these are the examples of polydentate ligands. How these are arranged? In arranging them alphabetically. So what is to be taken? The first letter of the polydentate ligands abbreviation. This is an abbreviation of a diethylene triamine. This is an abbreviation of a triethylene tetramine. Diethylene triamine. Triethylene tetramine. In this case, the first letter of the abbreviation, of the ligand is considered. If there are 2 ligands like diene and triene, D, E, first it should be given first priority alphabetically, then followed by this. So this is the rule number 4 in writing the formulas of the compound. Then the next is, what is that? Rule number 4. Fourth rule says, in writing the coordination entity, what is to be done? the central metal atom, followed by the ligands and the charge and the counter ions are written together in the square bracket. Fourth rule says, what this rule says, central coordination entity, what is it consists of? Central metal atom or ion and the ligands which are arranged systematically are enclosed within the square bracket, within the square bracket, and the counter ions outside the square bracket, outside the square bracket. This is how. So the coordination entity must be enclosed in the square bracket and the counter ion must be written outside the square bracket. This is the fourth rule, it says. Then coming to the fifth rule, in the coordination entity, there should not be a gap. There should not be any gap. There should not be a gap between central metal atom or ion and the ligands. In writing the formulas, in the coordination entity, there should not be any gap between the central metal atom and the ligands. There must be no space. Those must be written very compactly with no space. Which one? Central metal atom followed by the ligands in the alphabetical order. There must be no gap between the central metal atom and the ligands. So sixth, almost the last rule, it says, while writing the coordination entities without the counter ion. So while writing the coordination entities without the counter ion, for example, if I write just now I written, if like Cu Cn4 taken 4 times with charge 3 minus, this is a coordination entity. Sixth rule I am speaking with example only. So what is this? The sixth rule says, when you are writing the coordination entity without the counter ions. So what is to be done here? If I take the same without the counter ions, what is to be done? The coordination entity must be written in the square bracket, and at the right superscript, the number of the charge is to be written, the next sign is to be written. Suppose if you write -3, then it is not allowed. First number, net charge in a number is written followed by the sign. Give an example like CuNH3 taken 4 times, net charge 2 plus is written, not plus 2. 2 plus number must be written first followed by the charge. So this is how, these are the rules recommended by IUPAC system while writing the formulas or formulae of the mononuclear coordination entity. First rule, the central metal atom is listed first. Ligands are then arranged in the alphabetical order. Third, polydendritic ligands are also arranged in their alphabetical order. Next, coordination entity must be written in the square bracket and the counter ion outside the square bracket. And the next, there must be no gap between the central metal atom and the ligands in the coordination entity. And the point next, while writing the coordination entity without the counter ion, the charge must be written at the right superscript with the number first followed by the sign. So these are the rules. Now let's collect some examples to write the formulas of compounds. Now let's take some examples to write the formulas of the compounds. Let's practice them. And some examples will be given for you to practice at home. Try them. Practice them. Take example 1. Example. First of all, heading is write the problem, or heading is write the formulas. Write the formulas, same as formulae. Write the formulas or formulae of following coordination compounds. Write the formulas or formulae of following coordination compounds. First one is, they have given tetramine, aqua, chlorido, tetramine, aqua, chlorido, cobalt, 3, chloride. Second one, potassium, tetra, hydroxido, zincate, Roman 2. Third, potassium, trioxalato, aluminate, 3. And one more, fourth one. What is that? Dichlorido, bis, ethane, 1,2 diamine, cobalt 3. Fifth one. What is this? Tetracarbonyl, nickel, nickel 0. Well, here you have 5 examples, 5 coordination compounds. To write, you are asked to write their formulas. Just now we collected the rules. Those rules are going to apply here in order to collect the formulas of these coordination compounds. Let's take First one. So tetramine, aqua, chlorido, cobalt. Now the central metal, so this is a central atom. So what is the central atom? First, the central atom, as I said in the rule, the central atom is listed first. The central atom is cobalt. Central atom is what? Cobalt. Apply those rules. Next, here you have 3 ligands. So here you have 3 ligands. What are those ligands? So one is amine ligand. This is amine ligand. Second one is aqua ligand. And third one is chlorido ligand. You have 3 ligands. Which are to be written in the alphabetical order. The rule 2 says this complex or coordination consists of 3 ligands: amine, aqua, chlorido. Which is to be given alphabetical order, priority in the alphabetical order: amine first, aqua next, chlorido next. So here amine, tetramine. How many Greek suffix is there? Tetramine. Let me write NH3 4 times. Next aqua. Aqua, which is also to be written in the bracket if it is a polyatomic. So amine is a polyatomic, aqua is also polyatomic. Those must be written in the parenthesis in the bracket. So I have written cobalt I have written, first central metal atom. Second, ligands are arranged: tetramine 4 times amine, aqua single, chlorido Cl, cobalt 3 chloride in the sense whose secondary valence is completed 4, 5, 6 outside the square bracket Cl2. This is how the formula of the first example of the coordination compound. So CO, NH3 taken 4 times, H2O, Cl, CO, NH3 taken 4 times, H2O, Cl, Cl2. That is the formula of the first compound. Now, let's try with the second one. Potassium tetrahydroxidozincate. See, potassium, they have given the first part, potassium K. Then in the complex, suppose you can write it at the later part also. First zincate, Zn is the central metal atom. So tetrahydroxido. So hydroxido means OH. How many times? 4 times. Tetrahydroxido. Remember, it is OH minus 4. The minus 4, this charge plus 2 if I take, and it is to be balanced by K2. So it is K2 Zn OH4, and the net charge is to be balanced. Net charge of the anion and cation is balanced. This is the formula of the second compound. Come on, third, potassium trioxalate aluminate. See, aluminate, Al is the central atom. Trioxalate, oxalate, you know, C2O4 oxalate. Tri, 3 times of oxalate. Then what is to be given? See, C2O4 is a bidentate ligand, negative bidentate ligand, minus 3. See, 3 minus 2 minus 6 plus 3, it is to be written with K3. So K3, what is the formula? AlC2O4 taken thrice. Coming to the fourth example. So dichlorido bis ethane 1,2 diene. Central metal atom is cobalt with dichlorido bis diene. Dichlorido in the sense cobalt. You will get 2 times of Cl, dichlorido bis. It should be written in the is a bidentate ligand in. bis is written. This bis for the ligands which contain already Greek suffix in them, Greek prefixes in them. So those must be used with the term bis tris, like that. So En, bis means taken 2 times. See, cobalt 3 chloride, so you have, it is a Cl. So CaCO Cl2, En taken twice, so as the net charge is to be given 3 plus, it should carry a charge of plus. CO Cl2 En2 taken plus. Then coming to the next, tetracarbonyl nickel. So tetracarbonyl, see, you have NiCO taken 4 times and the net charge is 0 if you go with the oxidation number calculation. So this is what? Since it is a 3, make it very clear, charge is 3. When it is equated to plus 1, this minus 2 go to that end. So COX minus 2 plus 0 equals to 1. This minus 2 go that end. 1 plus 2, 3. So this is how the formulas of the coordination compounds are written. Following the rules given by IUPAC system. Now let's conclude today's class. In the tomorrow's class and the next video, we shall go with writing the IUPAC names of the coordination compound. These formulas we have collected. Tomorrow let's collect how to write the names and what are the rules given by IUPAC system in naming the coordination compound, which has weightage of 2 marks in the annual examination. Thank you, students.